Now You See Me ended up being a pretty good film in ways. Now let's talk about its sequel, which may or may not be as good as it is, but despite having a still decent cast though. Prepare yourselves as I review Now You See Me 2. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 2016 heist flick Now You See Me 2, also known as Now You See Me the Second Act. Released by Summit Entertainment, distributed through Lionsgate, directed by John M. Chu, from a screenplay by Ed Solomon and story by Solomon and Pierre Chiarelli. This serves as a sequel to the 2013 flick of Now You See Me, which features an ensemble cast that includes returning stars including Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Sir Michael Caine, and Morgan Freeman, plus Daniel Radcliffe, Lizzy Caplan, Jay Chow, and Sanaa Lathan. Unfortunately, Isla Fisher's not in this, but I'll probably get to that later, but if I can't find info. In the film, the four horsemen and their leader, Dylan Rhodes, recruited by Walter Mabry, a criminal mastermind, are now put to the job to steal a data chip. The film was released on June 10th, 2016, after it made its premiere 4 days prior in New York. It got mixed reviews and it made almost as much as its predecessor, but just missing it by that much. Now, if you haven't seen my review of Now You See Me yet, which I would gratefully appreciate it, click on that card and check out in case you might have missed it or if you want to see it again, because that's only got a measly 5 views. Come on, you guys can do better than that. Even if you are a big fan of this series or not. I kind of like this a little. Alright, enough said, let's get into the story. 18 months after escaping the FBI, the fugitive four horsemen, J. Daniel Atlas, Merritt McKinney, Jack Wilder, and new member Lula May await orders from the Eye, the secret society of magicians. Their handler, FBI Special Agent Dylan Rhodes, delivers instructions on their latest mission to expose corrupt tech CEO Owen Case, whose latest cell phone will secretly collect users' personal data to sell on the black market. In New York City, the horsemen hijack the phone's launch but are interrupted by a mysterious figure who reveals to the public that Jack faked his death and that Dylan is working with the horsemen. Dylan eludes the FBI as the horsemen escape down a construction chute only to find themselves in Macau suddenly. They are captured by Chase, Merritt's twin brother, and brought to Walter Mabry, Owen's former business partner. Having exposed the horsemen in New York City, Walter reveals how they were lulled unconscious and flown to Macau. Owen took his company from him and a chip designed by Walter to access any computer system worldwide. Despite the protests of the other horsemen, Daniel agrees to steal the chip for Walter before Owen can sell it. The horsemen acquire supplies from a magic store owned by Lee and Boo Boo and arrange to deliver the chip to the Eye, knowing they cannot trust Walter. Posing as potential buyers, they infiltrate the Macau Science Center, using cardistry and sleight of hand to sneak the chip past its supervisor, Alan Scott Frank. Meanwhile, Dylan contacts Thaddeus Bradley, the magic debunker he framed for helping the horsemen and freeing him from prison. In Macau, Dylan meets Daniel to give the chip to the Eye. Walter deceives Daniel into thinking he's in touch with the Eye, leading to a fight as Daniel escapes with the chip. Captured, Dylan learns Walter is Arthur Tressler's son, whose fortune was stolen by Dylan and the Horsemen. Walter and Arthur lock Dylan in a safe and drown him, mirroring his father's fate. Arthur pays Thaddeus for bringing him Dylan and promises him the rest when he brings him the horsemen. After escaping, Dylan is rescued by the horsemen who realize their chip is fake and decide to stop Walter from getting the real one, joined by Lee and Boo Boo. Now for the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The Horsemen announce a performance in London, threatening to expose Walter, who flies there with Arthur and Chase on a private jet. On New Year's Eve, they perform across the sea but are captured by Walter's men and brought to the plane. In the air, they are forced to surrender the faked ship, which Walter says is accurate. His henchmen then throw Dylan and the horsemen out of the plane, supposedly to their deaths. However, Walter, Arthur, and Chase realize too late that they never took off. Their jet is on a set floating on the Thames. The Horsemen and Dylan reveal how they misled Walter's team and how Jack hypnotized Chase into throwing them out of the plane. Walter, Arthur, and Chase's wrongdoings are broadcast worldwide as they are taken into FBI custody while Dylan and the Horsemen escape apprehension. Arriving at the Greenwich Observatory, they meet other Eye members, including Lee, Boo Boo, and Alan. Their leader is revealed to be Thaddeus, who explains to Dylan that he was Lionel's partner in magic and only pretended to be his rival. And in the end, they reconcile. Thaddeus chooses Dylan as his successor, and the Horsemen are shown a secret entrance to see more of the Eye. End of story. So what did I think of Now You See Me Too? Well, it's almost close to as good as the first film, but still like that first film, it still has its flaws though. Still, despite key mixed reviews, though it still did fine. It made 334 million worldwide on its 90 to 120 million budget. Which unfortunately that's is about 17 million less than its predecessor made 3 years back. But anyway, it did fine. But when it opened, it lost to The Conjuring 2 and Warcraft. But still, it did fine elsewhere. The film sits at a lower score on the tomato meter with a mere 34. Okay, maybe not completely mere. They say the film packs in even more twists and turns than its predecessor, but in the end, it has even less hiding up its sleeve. Well, that's understandable. Metacritic has a score of 46, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave it an average A minus, just like the first. Although critics and fans were disappointed that Isla Fisher was not returning as Henley Reeves, which that's kind of a big negative I have with this film. However, they praised Lizzy Caplan's addition to the cast. She was described as one of the sequel's biggest improvements, according to Entertainment Weekly, while The Wrap's David White wrote that she provides a fresh infusion of smartass energy into the boys' club. Australian film magazine Filming also noted that Caplan overshadowed her skilled co-stars with her sassy and commanding screen presence. Variety's Owen Gleiberman wrote that all bearded, creepy grins Daniel Radcliffe makes Walter a megalomaniac imp, like the world's youngest Bond villain. The Arizona Republic preferred the film to the original, said the villain character that in Radcliffe's hands he is a spoiled and petulant baddie, alternately creepy and hilarious. Yes, that's again, I'm understanding why have you. The Chicago Tribune was mixed on it, but consider it more fun than its predecessor. Yeah, it kind of got up there, yes. The film got nominated for some of the Teen Choice Awards, where it got nominated for Choice Summer Movie. Dave Franco was nominated for Movie Star Male for Choice Summer Movie, and Lizzy Caplan got nominated for Female Choice Summer Movie Star, but lost. Yeah, I am just gonna say The reason why Isla Fisher didn't return, it was due to her pregnancy. Yes. So now I see what happened because I wasn't aware of this, unfortunately. But nevertheless, the film has a little bit of improvements over the first in ways. But yes, it still provides a little bit of good magic, though. They once again have Brian Tyler on board to do the film's score, and I must admit he does an exceptionally very good job. The film's director is John M. Chu, who had recently had some big success already with the second and third. No, wait, hang on. With with the sequels to Step Up, as well as G.I. Joe Retaliation, and what have you. At least this was an improvement for him, despite the failure of Jim and the holograms the previous year. Okay, take that back. He directed the first three Step Up sequels, except the last one, Step Up All In. After this, he later go on to direct Crazy Rich Asians, In the Heights, and of course, more recently, Wicked and its sequel, which will be coming up next weekend. Look for a review of that. He's also planning to give us some other films, including a film of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and the animated film based on Dr. Seuss's tale, Oh, the Places You'll Go. But anyway, yes. I've got to say, with him on board, he does a great job on directing this film. It's just so incredible. Now, and the story's completely fine too, just like the first one. For the cast, we have Jesse Eisenberg as Daniel Atlas, the member and, well, leader of the group. He's very good. He was formerly leader, but now the new leader of the group is former FBI agent Dylan Rhodes, once again played by Mark Ruffalo. And he's good too. Woody Harrelson as Merrick McKinney. He's good still. Dave Franco as Jack Wilder. Very good. Daniel Radcliffe just a few years after the Harry Potter franchise had come to an end, playing Walter Mabry. I'll say he's not too bad, especially as a villain. And even though Isla Fisher was not available, Lizzy Caplan, who you mostly would remember from Mean Girls fame, the original Mean Girls, that is, as Lula May, absolutely really good. Morgan Freeman once again plays Thaddeus Bradley. He's still good. Sir Michael Caine as Arthur Tressler, not too bad. We have Sanaa Lathan as Deputy Director Natalie Austin. She's good. Sai Chin plays Boo Boo. And as Lee, we have Jay Cho. Who I seem to remember this guy. This, of course, was after he had recently done the Green Hornet 5 years prior. But anyway, despite it didn't quite come close to its predecessor, but almost, but just miss it by that much. Now You See Me Too, it's not completely bad, but I'm going to say it still has its flaws, though, but still has an impressive cast, even if it's -1, but with a new one. Now, I'm hoping for the best. The new sequel coming up this weekend. Well, actually, tomorrow. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Turns out to be a good one after it's been almost a decade since this film came out. So, with everything said, would I recommend Now You See Me Too? Well, I think to be on the safe side, give it a one-time watch if you're a hardcore completionist. Okay, that's it. So anyway, what did you think of Now You See Me Too? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the recent hit live-action take on How to Train Your Dragon. So, if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other films. I'll give you some of the films that I've already done by John M. Chu. In the upper left hand corner, you can check out my review of G.I. Joe Retaliation, or you can go to the upper right hand corner and see my spoiler free review of In the Heights, or go to the bottom left hand corner and see my spoiler free review of Wicked from last year in 2024. Again, as I said already, look for a spoiler free review of its sequel coming up next weekend. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.